Hello! Well, let's get into the books. So I started off the month because I had such a terrible January. And into February I knew I wanted to reread a series because I was done with having bad reads. It was putting me off reading, and I really wanted to read a lot this year. So I decided to reread a series. This is the third time I've reread this series. The Hush Hush series. Hold on. This must have been the fourth time I've reread this series. Because I found it in 8th grade, loved it. Then I read it again senior year of high school, absolutely loved it still. And then I reread it freshman year of college, I want to say. And I was like, I'm not sure I'm in love with this series anymore. And then I reread it again this year. The first book, let me just tell you, the first book is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Like, it's still a 5-star read for me. It's still in my special reads book cart. Like, it's still a 5-star read. It is absolutely beautiful. So the series starts with Nora and Patch. Patch is this guy who she gets partnered up with in biology class. They're both sophomores. And Patch always knows what to say to get under her skin, things that nobody should know. She has a little birthmark on her wrist, and he immediately just like grabs her wrist right on the birthmark, and literally no one knows about that birthmark. He knows like what music she listens to, and he's always kind of just there. Like she'll just like turn around, he's there. He'll like be at the library when she's there. She is like, there's something up with him. I think he's stalking me. And then a few close run-ins, and then she finds that he's like acting really, really weird around her, and there's just something off. And then she goes to a pool hall that he's always at, and he gets into a fight, and his shirt gets ripped, and she sees his back, and there's an upside down V, and it's like huge scars on his back. She's like, what would that cause? But then the back of her mind, she's like, I know. Like, I know what back scars that look like that look like wings have been ripped out. I'm not giving anything away. They act like, you don't find out he's a fallen angel until like the very end of this book, but it's literally the cover. So she finds out he's a fallen angel. They have a little relationship. This is a 5-star read. I will reread this book. However, the last 3 books in the series, I will not read again. Because Nora gets irritated in the 2nd book, and in the 3rd book, and in the 4th book. She does not listen to Patch. Patch is like, hey dog, let's stay home because a lot of people want to kill you. Because of who her dad is, she's like in the fallen angel world without being a fallen angel. And so she's in danger because a lot of people want to kill her and sacrifice her. And he's like, hey dog, let's stay home tonight. Let's be careful. Like, let's, you know, people are trying to actively kill you. Let's maybe stay home. And she's like, fine. And then he says, please just let me know that I can come home to you and you will be safe. And she's like, fine, whatever. And then just as soon as he leaves, she's like, he can't tell me what to do. I'm a big girl, I can think for myself. And then she leaves. And that's just kind of the whole vibe of the 2nd and 3rd book, is her just acting like she doesn't need him until she gets in trouble, and then she's like, oh, maybe he knew what he was talking about. I mean, he literally is an angel, so like maybe he knows what he's talking about. But 2-star read. Will not read this again. I had to put it down so many times because I was like, girlie, please, like you're being so annoying right now. The 3rd book, she loses her memory. So naturally she's like, who is this Patch kid? But she keeps having like little flashbacks of, she keeps seeing like wings or like feathers, and she keeps just like feeling like she's missing something. Obviously, she's missing her memory. She knows that she can't remember 4 months of her life. But she just can't remember this guy, but she keeps feeling like she knows him, and she keeps feeling like she sees him. And so this one is equally annoying because she's just like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. And she just puts herself in really silly situations that, like, truly, like, is a little bit unrealistic of how silly she is. Like, she ends up at a gas station with no car, on foot, no cell phone, absolutely nothing on her belonging except for herself. And she notices no one's in the gas station, and so she's like, this is kind of weird. And then she hangs around, she finds out that people are, like, robbing the place. And so she lies to them, and he's like, please drive off, like, I don't want to have to hurt you. And she's like, oh, I left my keys on the counter. And so then he walks back in with her, and she's like, I don't have keys because I don't have a car. And he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, you have 5 seconds, I'm literally gonna kill you. Thankfully, Patch is there, but she doesn't remember him, so that's just like, I mean, that part is kind of nice because, like, she knows that he knows her, and, like, she kind of knows him, but still, she just puts herself in so many silly situations. I'm like, girly. But I mean, I have to remember, like, she is 16. So, like, we've all been there. And then the last book is actually kind of nice. It's still a 3-star read. Oh yeah, the third book is 3-star. Like, it was good. 3-star read for the last book. She finds out who her father is and, like, her heritage. And so she's starting to be more of, like, a, like, coming into her own independence. Like, I don't need Patch, but, like, actually she doesn't. And she's, like, becoming more independent and making a little bit smarter decisions, but still not really. The last 100 pages of this book is what brought it from a 2 to a 3-star read, because the last 100 pages is the big battle. And that's, like, what we've all been waiting for the whole time. I mean, so the last 100 pages, and it's just, like, really beautiful at the end. Like, it is a nice ending, which I was really worried about. So yeah, overall, I guess I would say it's like a 3-star, sure, we'll say it's like a 3-star series. I will only reread the first book. I will not reread the last 3 books of the series. However, I'm also 22. When I was in middle school, these books were absolutely beautiful to me. When I was in high school, these books were absolutely beautiful to me. So I think these books are still beautiful. I still appreciate them for what they are. It's just the love that was highlighted in these books is not the type of love I believe in now. And so, yeah. Also, I feel like I'm the only one that feels this way, because I was looking up book reviews online and everybody's like, ew, Patch is so possessive, he's so controlling and manipulative. And I'm like, I did not see that at all. I mean, he does put a tracking device in her coat at one point, and he does track her cell phone, but that's only at the last book, and that's fair because she gave him no reason that he shouldn't know where she is at all times, because she gets herself into the worst situations. But I love the first book. Highly recommend the series, especially if you're like, if you're in your teens, and I hate saying that because I sound like an old coot, but if you're like, I would say 13 through 17, 13 through 18 maybe, beautiful books. And I hate rereading a series that I absolutely adored and not absolutely adoring it again. So, but overall, it was a good start to my February reads. Then after the Hush Hush series, I read The Goal, which is the 4th book in the Off-Campus series. I don't have a copy. I read it on Kindle. Beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I gave it a 4 stars. I only gave it a 4 stars and not a 5 stars because there was a pregnancy trope in it, and I hate when the main character gets pregnant. Especially because she's my age. Like, she's a senior in college. The classic wake up, I feel sick, I wonder what's wrong. However, it was such a beautiful book. Like, it was so beautiful. Name one other college guy that would be like, dog, if you're pregnant, like, I'm down to be a dad. Okay. There's a girly, her name's Sabrina, and then the guy is Tucker. Well, John Tucker, but everybody calls him Tucker. And he's like a star hockey player. She is working 2 jobs. She works at I think it's like a strip club or like a Hooters vibe, but she's working as a waitress. And then she also works at the post office sorting mail. And she's taken like 5 million classes because she's also trying to get into law school. So she's living with her abusive stepdad and grandma. And she's just a hustler. She's working, she wakes up at like 4 a.m. to go sort mail at the post office, and then she goes to class, and then she gets out of class and she works at the like little sports bar place. And she's just hustling. And then Tucker is a hockey player. Yeah, he's a business major. And so they meet one night at a bar. It's really cute actually how they meet. So it's raining, it's kind of sleeting, it's in Boston, so it's just Boston weather. And so she's at a bar with her friends, and then they meet eyes, the classic, buy her beer. She's like, nah, I already had one, I'm driving tonight. And then they talk for a little bit, and then the power goes out. And he's like, oh, the storm's getting kind of bad out there. At first I thought they were gonna like spend the night in the bar, and I was like, that was so gross. And he's like, as she's walking to the car, he's like, please text me when you get home. And she's like, no. And he's like, fine, then I'll just follow you home to make sure you get home okay, because like it's really sleeting out here and the roads are really getting icy. And she's like, fine, I'll give you my number. And then in the morning, it cuts over to his point of view, which I love when books go back and forth between the girl and the guy point of view. That is beautiful. And then it goes over to his point of view, and he's like, all of a sudden I wake up in my truck at 4 a.m. and see her leaving. He followed her home! He followed her home because the roads were icy and he wanted to make sure she was okay, but he lives like an hour away from her, so he didn't want to drive back on the icy roads, so he just slept in his car outside her house, and that is so beautiful. And some people may be like, he followed her home? Like, that's kind of creepy. But he didn't do anything. He didn't like break into her house. So anyhow, that's just like really cute. But that is just like, that sets the stage for their relationship. Like, she's always like, oh, I'm too busy. And he's like, literally, if you have like 10 minutes any day, I will drive. Like, I will come down to you and we can just hang out, like just watch a movie. One time she's like, I have the night to myself. My stepdad and grandma aren't here, like you can come over, I have a paper to write, but like we could watch a movie or something. And he's like, fine. And he drives down there, and she's just like, she's writing a paper, and he's just like, he loves spending time with her. He just, anytime she has even a moment of free time, he just wants to spend time with her and be with her. And so many times she's like, dog, please stop chasing after me, like we're not gonna work. I just don't have enough time in my schedule for you, like I can't have a boyfriend right now. And he's just so adamant, and he's like, please, like I know, like I've just never felt this way about anyone before, and I just love you. And oh, and then there's so many times where like they both almost say I love you, and there's like, I love your socks. Like they're so, ooh, cause he don't want to say it because he don't want to scare her away, and she don't want to say it because she's just scared that he's gonna leave her. And then the pregnancy comes around, and then she gives birth. And first of all, the birthing scene is so funny because she's beating him up so much. She's like, I need an epidural now. And he's like, okay, I'll tell the doctor when he comes back. I'm gonna wring your neck if you don't give me the epidural. Like, it's just the classic hospital scene. Anyhow, so I'm just really passionate about the book because it's just so beautiful. I love a groveling man. Like when the girl is like, no, like she's not gonna work. And then he's like, nah. I'm gonna drive an hour every single night just to watch you write an essay. Like he waits for her to get off of the sports bar shift at 2 a.m. He literally goes to a diner to get a cup of joe so he can stay up for her to be out at 2:30 just so he can like spend 30 minutes with her. It's just so beautiful. But then they have a kid. The kid is cute. I love he does say I love you like after she gives birth, and she pretends she's like all like high on the drugs that the hospital gave her, and she's like, oh, I don't remember that. But it's just really cute. I really love it. I really love the whole off-campus series. I like to sprinkle those in every once in a while because you can read them as standalone or you can read them fully through as a series. So but that was a 4-star read. I would have given it a 5-star. I just don't personally love when like girlies my age are having babies, especially in college. And then she went to law school with a baby, like a brand new newborn baby, and it's just don't love that. But it was cute. Then after that, I read The Sixth Extinction. This book was given to me for free from my community college that I went to. They did like a free book every year, and so obviously I'm gonna pick up a free book. So I had to read a couple chapters for a class, but I didn't have to read the whole thing, so it kind of just sat on my bookshelf. And I just started taking an environmental sociology class, which is talking about like overpopulation and just the environment and like what we can do as a society to like help the environment and the impact that everybody has on the environment. And so I just thought, why not read this? Like, I don't know. I'm not taking that many classes this year, and my homework is not very, like, I don't have a lot of coursework, and so I don't know. I wanted to read up more to be more informed on the class I'm taking. So I read this. Honestly, I'm not a big science girly at all, and I really enjoyed this book. I am not the biggest environmental person. I did take this class just because I've already taken all the other sociology classes my college offers, so I just wanted to try this one out. And so far it's pretty good. The book, I gave it a 3 stars just because of what it is. Like, it is a science book, and it does talk about evolution and extinctions, and that is not like your average. You wouldn't ever see me reading this on like a normal day-to-day basis. Like, I'm not about to go look for more books like this, but I did have it, and it relates to the class that I'm in right now. So it just talks about the 5 mass extinctions that we've been through as a world, and how we're in the midst of a 6th mass extinction. And it all boils down to just humans and how humans are causing climate change. And this isn't about to get political, like, it's just facts. And how there's penguins dying because the world's heating up, and it's just about the 6th mass extinction that's gonna happen, but also about all the other extinctions that have happened. And all these species are going extinct just like immediately, and it's never happened before this quickly, and it's just quite remarkable how quickly things are changing. And I think by what this book is saying is like by the end of the century we could have like destroyed our planet. So that's kind of crazy. But it also talks about how we're talking about like colonizing Mars and colonizing other planets, and like people are more focused on moving on to the next thing instead of fixing what we have. And so I think this book does a really good job of balancing the, we're killing our planet, like we're gonna go down with it, and there are things that we can do to fix it, and like we have done good things for the environment. So yeah, I liked it. I really enjoyed reading it before bed, because usually when I read before bed, obviously I'm usually a fiction reader. And so I'll just like envision the book as I'm like falling asleep and like what I would change, what I think is gonna happen next. But with this, I'm not gonna go to bed and fantasize about algae or like coral reefs. So it was a really nice read. I knocked out, like when I put this down, turned off my light, done, good night. So I really enjoyed it. If you like science and extinction, if you like extinction, I don't know, if you like evolution, like learning about endangered species, then definitely read this. Like I enjoyed it, and I'm not a science girly in the slightest. So sick extinction, good reading. Then I decided I wanted a little oomph. I wanted a little oomph in my life. So I picked up The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm gonna be honest. Oh wait. I literally just started this morning. This is what I read this morning. I have like, I'd say like 75 pages left. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I'm a big Sarah Dessen fan, and it reads just like Sarah Dessen. Like it is the classic beach. It's just like an easy beach read. This is only Sarah Dessen. Sarah Dessen wrote on the cover of this book. This book has what every girl wants in a summer. Love you, girly. This is only the first book. There's 3 books in the trilogy. And I'm so excited. I'm absolutely like in love with this book. In love. And I got onto this book because I recently saw that Amazon Prime is making this into a show. I'm pretty sure, I want to say it's coming out next month or maybe in April. I know they finished filming it. So I'm so excited to see the show. I love this book so much. Like I read this so quickly. I cannot remember the last time I read a book this quickly. I'm already on page 160 out of like 250, I think. That was just this morning. Like I just picked this up this morning. It is so good. I cannot wait to read the other 2. I will definitely be finishing it within the next day or 2 because I absolutely am obsessed with these books. I can't promise that I'm gonna reread the series because I don't know where it's gonna go from here. So I also can't give like a full review. Right now I'm saying it's like a 4.5 stars. I can't give a 5 stars because like obviously I haven't even finished the first book of the series. But it follows a girl. Her name is Belly. I don't love it. Her name's Isabel, but everybody calls her Belly. Personally, I don't love that name, but I guess it's kind of cute. And so she goes to a beach house every summer with her mom and her brother, and she goes to her mom's best friend's house, and her mom's best friend has 2 sons, and it's just like this little, they're all bubs. They all love each other. Her brother and the 2 boys all hang out all the time, and it's her, and she usually hangs out with her mom and her friend, and there's always like the boys and the girls. And then this summer, when she gets there, the boys look at her differently and they're like, oh, like you've grown up. You're not wearing your glasses like you usually do. You're not wearing your little retainer like you usually do. Like you're wearing clothes that fit you and not like oversized clothes and like cute little tankinis. Like you're wearing like a bikini. Like you're like a proper woman now. And so the vibe's just like different this year. Like Jeremiah and Conrad are the two brothers of the mom's best friend. And Jeremiah is more the one, like, he's the funny guy, he's the younger brother. Not younger, like baby, like they're all within 2 years of each other. He's the younger brother by a year, I'm pretty sure. Conrad's the oldest, and then his brother is a year younger. And then I think Belly is Jeremiah's age, or maybe a year younger than him, maybe? I think so. I think Belly's a year younger than Jeremiah. Jeremiah's the same age as Belly's brother, Stephen. And then Conrad's the oldest, but he's like 2 years older than Belly. So, Jeremiah is like the cutesy, like he's always joking and like happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He is personally my favorite right now. And then she has the biggest crush on Conrad. He's the classic, like, kind of secretive, you have to work to make me laugh. Like, he's secretive and mysterious, and there's something going on, especially this summer, where even like his mom is like, there's something going on, like he has started smoking. And she's like, when did you start smoking? He's like, I don't know. And he's just like being really secretive. He spends a lot of time in his room. And the vibes are just kind of different this year. Like they've always been like protective in brotherly ways, but now that she met this guy at the beach, who's also on vacation, who she met in Latin Club like 5 million years ago. He remembered her from Latin Club from 8th grade, which was like quite a few years ago. And so they start going on dates, and then Jeremiah and Conrad are kind of like, like they come on every single one, because all the dates are like drive-ins or like beach parties, so they can be there, and it's not that weird, but obviously they're there to like protect her. And so it's just like weird, because it went from like brotherly protective to now it's like, are you protective or are you jealous? And so that's cute, because like Conrad's more of the like, you're not going out tonight, you're not wearing that. And then Jeremiah's like, you're not going out, right? Like, we're gonna spend time together. And so it's just really nice to see the deal. And then you have Cam, who's the fellow vacationer, who's from Latin Club, and he's just like totally not dramatic. He's not in this weird triangle of love that they have going on. He's just like, yeah, let's just like hang out, let's chill. He gave her his favorite sweatshirt. They have this like joking competition going on where they like race in the pool, and it's just really cute. It's just such a good vibe. Like, I just love this book. I love this type of book where it's just so easy to read, and it's just like summer reading. The descriptions are so good. It makes me feel like I'm in the sun. I just can't wait for summer, and this is the perfect time to read this type of book, because it is the end of February. We are getting close to summer. It's getting warmer outside. Highly recommend this book. So that was my February book wrap up. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah. See you later. Then after that, I decided to read this, The Sixth Extension. Then after that, I decided to read this, The Sixth, and how we're in the midst of a 6 mass